Okay, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. It has been a while since we have done a real Breslov video. Sorry, just been busy, music and work and a lot of other things. So we were doing like Rebbe Nachman's life, like in order, according to Siach Sarfi Kodesh, stuff that is not in Chaim Moran or whatever, just other information. And we stopped right before Shavuos because the Shavuos video that we did included some information that Rebbe Nachman went to the city of Breslov, and his first wife was nifter there. And now we are moving on to the next part of the book, which is the next chapter. His journey to Brody, I think. And this was after Shavuos of that year that Rebbe Nachman's wife was nifter. So we're just going to read, and we will see how much we could do today. So again, Breslov history, Rebbe Nachman's life. Let's do this. So Rabbi Shmuel Tepelker says that when he was with, which way should I say? When he was with Rebbe Nachman in the city of Brod, when they went on the journey to Brod, and Rebbe Nachman was wearing very, very simple clothing, like a ish pashut. And he, like we said before, that he dressed up, he didn't want people to know who he was. Rebbe Nachman immediately, he all of a sudden just walked into a house. It was not his house, just walked into a random house, and he went from room to room, and Rabbi Shmuel Tepelker was behind him, until he came into a room, and in that room there was a man and a woman sitting there, and they were playing chess. And Rabbeinu looked at the man with his pure look, and he just looked at the guy, and then he left the room. And right after Rebbe Nachman left the room, this guy stood up, and he started walking after Rebbe Nachman until they went out of the city, and they came into the forest. I think I saw this in another sefer where he was starting, like Rebbe Nachman started running away, and the guy started chasing him, until Rebbe Nachman started talking to him. And Rav Shmuel Tepelker was standing on the side, and he didn't hear what they were talking, but he saw how the man was crying, and tears were coming out of his eyes like rivers. And then he just started talking to him, and then after that they just went to their house. So we don't know if that was a very mystical, deeper situation. Rav Shmuel Tepelker says more stories about Rabbi Nachman here, that when they were in their Nesia Gedola to Brod or Brody, they saw there was thousands of soldiers. What's it called? Walking on the road. And Rebbe Nachman told Rav Shmuel Tepelker that he should go and he should count how many rows, and in this certain row he should count how many men. And you should lift up his his clothing. Okay? And also, so Rav Shmuel did this, and he saw that the person that Rebbe Nachman said to count in this certain amount of row, in this specific row, he saw that this guy was melubush, he was dressed in tachrichim, in burial shrouds. Because in truth, all these people were dead people. What is going on over here? That's like the most tripped out thing. And Rabbi Nachman said to him, "Yep, this is the way. This is the way that the Malachi Chabala, the angels that are like intense angels that take you to Gehenna, they were taking these guys to Gehenna. So I guess they saw this, and I don't know what that means because that's pretty tripped out. But anyway, let's keep on going. When they were on this journey, Rabbi Nachman needed money. He didn't even have anywhere to put his talis. Like, he didn't have any room. They didn't have anything. He didn't have anywhere to put his bag, his talis, his tefillin, anything. So Rabbi Nachman went with his chachma to one Jew, and he asked this guy can you lend me one rendel, which is about 3 rubles? And the guy said, like, I don't even know who you are. Give me like a something to guarantee that you'll pay me back or whatever. And Rebbe Nachman says, take my talis as a mashkoin, as a deposit, and he agreed. And Rebbe Nachman, what's it called? Rebbe Nachman did 2 things with this. He had money now, and he also had a place to wash his talis. How he paid him back, I'm not sure exactly, but still know he did. Okay. So now it goes into the story of how Rebbe Nachman found his second wife. Okay. When Rebbe Nachman was in the city of Brod, at the time of the Great Journey with Rosh Shmuel Tepelker, again, because these are all like different pieces from like different svarim, so they keep on saying the same thing over again. Nichnas, he went into the house of the rich person, Rabbi Yecheskel Trachtenberg. He was a very, very rich person. And there was a mother sitting in one of the rooms, and she was talking to her daughter. And some people say that her name was Devoira. So that means that Rebbe Nachman's second wife, her name would be Devoira. Because some people say we don't know her name. But this is a Yeshoimer, so we don't know for sure. And the mother was talking to her daughter about finding a husband. And when the daughter saw Rebbe Nachman, she said to her mother, "I like this person. This is what I want for to be my husband." And Rebbe Nachman kept on going from room to room. What's it called? And inside the house, he found the Balabayas, who was a great rich person. I guess it was the Rabbi Yecheskel Trachtenberg himself. And Rabbeinu spoke about with him that he wanted to marry his daughter. And he told him that he's from Breslov, which is close to Tulchin, because a rich person would not recognize the city of Breslov, but he would know what Tulchin was. Okay. And they went back and forth about the schum hanadon and the ksuba, how much money it is, because Rabbeinu appeared to him that he was like a rich guy, and Rabbeinu promised in the Shtar to Noim an amount sach shloish mios rendlach l'ksubase, which was a very serious amount of money, 300 rendlach. And Rabbi Yecheskel Trachtenberg then promised a very big schum gadol for the nedunya, which is money that she would bring in, v'nigmar shidduch. And it says, look later on in this sefer, that Rabbeinu did not touch this money at all that he got from Rabbi Yecheskel Trachtenberg. But the money that Rabbi Nachman promised, he had ready all the time in his aron, in his cabinet, in his house in Breslov. And also Rabbi Nachman made a condition that the chasana would not be in the city of Brod and not in Breslov, but only in a small village next to Breslov. But afterwards, the mechutin, Rabbi Yecheskel Trachtenberg, wanted to change it, that the wedding should dafka be in Brod, because the borders were closed. There's different borders then back then or whatever. It would be very hard for them to come to the chasana. Rabbeinu was not masking this at all, and it turned out the wedding ended up being in the kfar of Voshtek, which is close to Breslov, and that's how it was. And it says over here that Rabbi Levi Yitzchak Bender saw the Shtar HaTanoim of Rabbi Nachman in Uman. Hold on 1 second, I gotta take this phone call. Hello? Ken? Ken? Yes. Okay. What do you want to do? A tour? What do you want? What do you need? I'm sorry, I didn't understand. I'm not sure. I don't understand what you're asking. Oh, massage? No, no, I don't do massage. No, 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 not me. Sorry, man. I don't do. I don't know anybody who does that. I'm sorry. Bye. Very random. I'm sorry about that. Some guy called me. He got my number. I give massages. I don't give massages. I don't know what the heck that was about. That was really weird. But I don't want to start the video over. So, yeah, man, we'll trip out. Okay. I guess he got my number from somebody else. Anyway, Rabbi Levi Yitzchak saw in Uman the Shtar Tanaim of Rebbe Nachman Bezivuk Sheni from his second wife, and it was written in the handwriting of Rebbe Nachman, like all these details that we just said. And it says over there, Harav Hanagid Nachman ben Simcha, which is Rebbe Nachman. Rabbeinu, because he looked like he was a businessman and rich guy, and it's not written there as a Shem Mishpacha. And also, the signature of Rebbe Nachman's wife was like a very nice handwriting, like a person who was a teacher, because she was a teacher. That's what it says. And this document was Nimtza Eitzel Rabbi Yaakov Yosef Bar Nachman Chaylos. Okay, we will learn more about these things. Okay, we're almost finished this chapter. In the month of Elul was the wedding of Rabbi Nachman and his second wife, and this is Rabbi Nassan talking now. I was not able to be there. And he said that whoever was by this chuppah, obviously all their sins were forgiven. And before the chuppah, he embarrassed one person from the Anshe Shemenu, from the Breslovers, and what's it called, and sent him outside. But after the chuppah, he took him back inside and brought him close. And he said, Rebbe Nachman said that he needed to do this so that all of his sins would be forgiven. This person that he threw out. He said that Rebbe Nachman needed to do something so that his sins would be forgiven, but he didn't have any sins, so he did this. Hadavar Pella. And this is a very wondrous thing, and we know that we sometimes cannot understand everything that tzaddikim amitim do, that they speak in divrei ployes, especially the words of Rebbe Nachman, which are very, very deep. And Rebbe Nachman also commanded the Breslov Chassidim, his followers, that there shouldn't be in his second wedding only a minyan of Chassidim, and 10 Breslovers came, and with Rebbe Nachman that was 11 people. Because they understood that Rebbe Nachman wanted 10 besides him, but Rabbeinu said no, and he wanted him plus 9, not him plus 10. V'tziva le Rabbi Yaakov bal magia sheben abayim sheyitzeh chutza. And this was a davar pelik we just said, because Rabbeinu embarrassed him that he had to go outside. And here is a little bit more explanation. After the chuppah, Rabbeinu said to Rabbi Yaakov, and he said to him, and I didn't have any sin that they should forgive me. And now I have something to be forgiven. And why did I pick you, Dafka? He said, you yourself know what this is. And then, everything was back to normal. It says over here, "Bahamavoyer b'sefer Yemei Mornat Chelet Av Simas Ayin Sham Hainu Ki Amanas Ki Hisan Rabbeinu Mishta Shnia Kodim Kedushim V'Chim." I believe that he's talking about over here. It says a footnote that Rebbe Nachman and his second wife didn't have any shaykhis b'chal. They never, meaning that they were never intimate with each other. And I think that Rebbe Nachman made a condition like this with his wife, and she agreed. I don't know that's how that works or what the story with that is and why but that's what they did. So and she agreed to that. I don't know what that is. Oh. All right. So now it skips over a few months, and we're going to move on to the story of Rebbe Nachman's journey to Lemberg, which is, now we're in Av, what month are we here? Sorry, I just want to say. This was after Shavuos. All we just read was between Taf Kuf Samach Zayin and Av Taf Kuf Samach Zayin, and then the wedding was in El Taf Kuf Samach Zayin. And then after Sukkot, Rebbe Nachman went on a long journey to Lemberg. Whoa, from like Parsh something to he was all around. He was everywhere. So we're gonna have a lot of stories to read and a lot of good stuff, and then it's gonna just go into all these other things, different stuff about Rebbe Nachman's life. Maybe we read some, maybe we didn't. I don't know. We're just gonna keep reading because it's all only awesome information. Okay.